Oh, guys, welcome to the Ceannas Bhraiteach Zoom call. It's lovely to connect with you all today, just to have a little bit of space where we're talking about why we're convening this process and to put our voices and our faces and our hearts into the minds of those who will receive this invitation. So, quick intro for myself, Mishan Moinig, Tamayas and Dal Kash, Achlor. And I'm feeling really privileged and honored to be part of this community who are calling in the ancient past through our relationship with the Tuatha Danann and the Fianna and the mythology of ancient Ireland, also calling in a very powerful present by using dialogue as a way to really get into the heart of our relationship with each other as Irish and as Celt, and also very excited about creating possibilities for the future using technology. And this Ceannas Bhraiteach really grabs me by the heart, because when I began to understand that the word Ceannara for leader in Irish means the head of care, or it can be interpreted as head of care, I became really aware of how our Irish language and our Irish heritage has a very different way to approaching the responsibility of leadership. And even that we have a Taoiseach as opposed to a prime minister makes me realize that now is the time. So I'm checking in with great gratitude and an honor to be bringing together not only the past, the present, and the future, but to be working with Tracy, and to be working with Kevin, and to be working with Nikki. And I'm really confident that the emergent process that we'll gather together will inspire and transform from the past into the present and into the future. Agus Shin A. Tracy.
Paul, and welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this video, everybody. And I'm Tracy O'Connor, and it's an honor to be holding this retreat with Paul and Kevin and Nikki. It's the first time that we're coming together in this constellation, and we were all really called to really feel into what's needed now in this moment, at this moment in time, as we are in such a transformational process of changing from the old way of being into a new way of being, of living, of connecting. And in order for us to really do that, we need to practice it. How do we practice bringing into balance our inner divine feminine and masculine, our doing and our being? So the beautiful process that Paul has with the dialogue and the holding and experience of being nurtured by the feminine in a really safe space with Nikki's gorgeous food and my holding and invitation to drop into presence and feel what that is before we come out into doing again, and Kevin's absolute amazing knowledge about our ancient ways and the Brown laws, and how can we bring the ancient wisdom, the ancient knowledge into today, what's needed for now. Let's show up in all our ancientness and bring it to life today, now's the time, that's it. So I really look forward to connecting with everybody. Sinead, Margaret, Kevin, over to you.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. First of all, I'm just feeling a great sense of gratitude to be able to work on a project like this. I feel like it's a fusion of many different interests and paths that I have been on over the years. So, for example, my background at the moment is in leadership development, which I've done for about 10 years. But I've also, since a very young age, been very interested in the mythology of Ireland. Started as storytelling, but as I got older, I started to realize that there was a lot more deeper information in these myths. And they gave me different ways of perceiving the world, not just the mythology, but also, as Paul said, the language itself. And I start to have a different perspective about what it means to be a leader. I am pretty much motivated by a sense of urgency at the moment, partly because of what I witnessed in the last few years with the pandemic and seeing the devastation to society. Seeing that during this time, many people for the first time in their lives were forced into a period of reflection. And I'm aware from my own dealings in life and people who I work with and the friends of mine that there's a great sense of lack being experienced in the world right now. And it doesn't need to be that way. So part of my urgency is motivated by wanting to address that sense of lack, and also realizing that the complete lack of the complete failure of our leadership to truly lead. And to call the Taoiseach, I think it's not the right use of the word, because it's not the Celtic use of the word, it's not the Gaelic use of the word. So to think of Ceann Mara as a sort of consciousness, this is the Ceannas Bhraiteach concept that we're bringing together. This is something that you can step into. This is something that's part of our birthright. This is something that's actually innate to us. And what we want to do with this workshop is to create a space to explore the different pathways to discover that and to tap into potentials that may not actually be there. And there are different tools that we have for accomplishing this, some very powerful tools as well. One of the other things that really motivates me, the sense of urgency, is also the kind of mortality of my life. Challenges that I've had recently have caused me to really put things into perspective, and being very aware of this fact that I am in the present, the product of the past. I am the product of my ancestors, and I never know them. I will never know them, but they struggled and they survived and they fought and they had the same challenges that I have today, so that I live today. And I ask myself, what am I going to do with that? What do I do with that information? And this is what the Ceannas Bhraiteach concept encapsulates. This is what the power of working with the ancestors and archetypes encapsulates. So I'm inviting, if any of these words strike a chord with you as I'm speaking, if your heart has a quiver as I'm speaking, then this is for you. This is the invitation that you've been waiting for. And we would love to work with you at this retreat. Thank you. That's over to Nikki.
Thank you. I'm Nikki Halliday, and I am absolutely honoured to be part of this team. I have worked with Paul before, and it was truly beautiful. So it's really exciting to get to work with Tracy and Kevin as well. And I am a natural chef. So I studied all about health foods and how to cook for people who are ill, actually, is what I really learned in school. And then I also studied nutritional therapy. So I really have been focusing on cooking for retreats, healing retreats, and in health centers over the last few years, which has been a beautiful journey of getting to know food in a much deeper way. And I'm now living out in Wicklow and really connecting to the land here. And I'm kind of going back to, you know, this idea of soul food, so seasonal, organic, unrefined, and local. So I'm really hoping to bring that kind of essence of the land to this retreat and really cook up some really tasty, nutritious food, but also bring it to quite traditional as well. So yeah, really looking forward to it. And thank you so much for all sharing. And thanks for listening.
Nikki. So the catchphrase for what we're doing is Sulla Torhig tu Armdar Muindo Rinka, which means before you give a man a weapon, teach him how to dance. And so we welcome you to the dance of Ceannas Bhraiteach. We wish you blessings on your journey, and thank you for taking part in our little dialogue. Blessings to you all. See you soon. Slán as benacht.
See you soon. Slán.